Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're doing a birthday get ready with me because it's my birthday today. But before we go any further, let's take a second to grab our iced coffee or a hot coffee. Let's take a sip and let's get started. Like I stated, today is my birthday. I am now 36 and I sort of debated what to do today. I thought of doing a live, but I wanted to do a live in the morning and that would have worked for some people, but not all. And I don't know, I just wasn't sure what to do. I wanted to do some sort of makeup video, duh. But yeah, I thought I'll do like a birthday get ready with me pre-recorded, and that way I don't have to do a video on the day of. My logic was if I do a live, I don't have to edit that video. But then I wanted to do that in the morning so that I could like go on the rest of my day with my birthday makeup, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is do a full face, and I mean a full face, with some of my favorites, and yeah, that's it. That's the video today. I'm going to start with my Chanel Quad here. This is number 268, Grandeur et Expérience. Listen, I love this palette, oops, so much. I am going to ignore the red, duh. So no red here, but we're going into the beautiful mattes. Well, the lightest one is more neutral, but the other two are a little bit warmer, but they're just very beautiful. This palette here, I think I'm almost hitting pan on the lighter color here, which is quite an achievement. So we're going to start with this one here. Everything that I'm wearing, mentioning the brushes, all that is in the description box down below. This is a Makeup Forever brush. I've literally rubbed the engraving off of it. I've used it so much. I think it's the 242. It's a big fluffy brush. So I'm just going into the first color here very generously. I've already primed my eyes with the Hourglass eyeshadow primer. So far, I really love it. I haven't tried anything else. I've heard that the Selena Gomez Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer is really good, so I might try that one next. Just doing the same on both eyes. It's funny that this palette has that dark red matte, and I do use it sometimes, but not often. Normally, when I use this palette, I use it for the more neutral mattes. I would say this one here, the lightest one, is neutral. The other two, well, one is warmer and one is a little bit cooler, but I really just think of this as a beautiful, like not neutral, but just a beautiful, rich, matte palette, to be honest. So for my birthday, let me set the mood, set the ambiance, set the vibe. I will have my coffee, of course, but I think I may order it, or I may just like go out during the day. Maybe I'll have like a normal coffee in the morning and then go out and get something decadent and full of sugar and cream and all that nice stuff. So next up, let me just actually do some swatches so you can see the colors here. These are the three colors that we're using. This is what I used on the lid all over the place. This is the second color and this is the third one. So there is a big intensity difference. This one looks warmer than this one. So what I do is I'll start with this one first and then I'll build it up into this one. Actually, no, I'm going to go into this one here, and I'm going to use a very small brush. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy A504. It's very small and precise, and I have used this one a lot. It has a little groove in the center here, so I just dig into it. Since I'm not doing a live the day of my birthday, this gives me more time to go get a blowout. I love having straight hair. I mean, I love my curly hair. I think it's really beautiful, but getting a blowout and having long, sleek hair is also quite nice. So since I will not be doing a live, when you're watching this, I'm more than likely at the salon getting the shampoo and blowout treatment. Can't wait for that. That always lasts me a few days. Although I do have an oily scalp, I try to make it last a couple of days whenever I do get a blowout. And then afterwards, I think I'll go get a rich, decadent little latte, maybe an iced coffee. We'll see what the weather is and if I'm indoors or not.
And I'll have a vanilla, one of the vanilla bullshit things, you know, whatever you want. Some vanilla bullshit, latte, kappa thing, you know, whatever you got. I don't care. You got?
I'm just taking that first brush and just blending this out. Some of you may be surprised that I'm not wearing like blue or purple or anything colorful. I do love a blue or a flashy eye look, but I do also just really love this palette. I think it's one of those looks where it looks like you're wearing makeup, but it doesn't look like it, but it looks like it. It's very, very pretty. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that. Actually, I'll switch brushes. This is a pencil brush, BK 204, something basic. Just going into that dark color on the bottom lashes here. I think I've owned this palette since 2016. I'm sure it's technically expired, but I'm certain. Yeah, definitely, but I'm still using it. So do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, I'm using this. After the blowout, I think I will go to Holt Renfrew. Shocking, I know. Just using that same dark color here in the crease because I got an email from my La Mer lady saying there was some sort of promotion, a gift with purchase type of situation. So I bought a set. When did I buy that? In like October? I think October, right before I took my vacation. And I bought a set, like a discovery set of the La Mer travel size. There was the treatment lotion, the eye cream, the moisturizer for the face, and I think a mask. I really like the treatment lotion and the moisturizer. Those two, sadly, for myself and my wallet, I really like them, and especially for winter. I think that they're just very nice. They're very hydrating. It's just like such a nice boost of hydration and like that soothing, calming property that I want. So I'm gonna go see her. And then I'm also going to inquire about a facial because I don't know if you know this, but a lot of brands at department stores offer facials they're not, sometimes at the counter, sometimes it's like not a boutique, but like a cabin off to the side. And all you need to do is buy products. And so you just have to make an arrangement. Either you buy your products the day of your facial, or sometimes you buy your products and then like the next week you get your facial. But like, if you have a counter of any brand, like Chanel, La Mer, Lancôme, Guerlain, whatever brand you use, like just ask them. And sometimes it's just nice to just get a little special extra treat. So I'll see about that because sometimes they always have, like some counters always have a cabin ready for facials. Some of them have to get a facialist or an esthetician in for certain days. So it just depends. So go ahead and inquire about that to get extra goodies because I know I do. I've just been noticing recently, I'm just experiencing a little bit more redness, center of the face a little bit. I am trying to be better with retinol. It's so hard. I mean, there's so much to do in life. There is so much to do, and let alone late at night when you're trying to get ready for bed, unwind, all that stuff, and you're like, ugh, retinol. I have to remember to use retinol. And you know, I'm only human. I'm not perfect. I am not good at remembering to wear retinol. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'm using one from Murad right now that I like, but I am experiencing a little bit of sensitivity, and I think that's manifesting itself in a little bit of redness. So I may try to do it like every other day, like 3 times a week, something like that, but it's hard. Listen, I know. We're supposed to do this. I wear sunscreen every day. I wear vitamin C. I'm trying to get into retinol. But, you know, at the end of the day, there is no such thing as a fountain of youth, and that's okay. I'm just trying to preserve what I can and also embrace the wrinkles as they come. But yeah, I'm 24. I don't really believe in resolutions, but since my birthday is in January, it's always felt like I never do resolutions, period. But then, January comes around, a lot of people do resolutions, blah, blah, blah. I never do, but I used to dislike that my birthday is in January because I wanted a summer birthday. Like all the kids, you know, they have like pool parties and go to the beach. Middle of January, not so much, unless you're lucky enough to live in Barbados, which I don't. And I used to wish that I had a summer birthday, but now I love that I have a winter birthday. Do you know why? Because it is January, so I get to look back at my year, look back at my progress, and I don't look at it as like a resolution for next year. I just reflect on my year, you know, professionally, relationships with people, just like my own personal life, my own personal well-being. I do like a check, not a check, but I try to do like a summation. You know, how has my year been? I write it up and I look back at my achievements, my accomplishments, my obstacles. You know, what have I done? What have I accomplished? And it's nice, I guess, that it is in January, and I think I do it more for my birthday, which just happens to be a few weeks into the year. It's like a year in review, but I do all the categories of life, not just work, because work is important, but if you do your year in review and you only look at work, what do you do when you no longer? Quiet on set. I'm switching to the Refer 13 here just to clean this up. What was I saying? Yes, if you do your year in review and you only look at work accomplishments, what happens when you no longer have work? There are other categories of life that are not measured the same way we measure work. And productivity isn't the only thing that counts in life. So anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'm dipping back into that lightest color up here. Using this flat brush, it's the Refer 02 Mini. I'm going into the lightest color here, and I'm just going to put this on the lid. And it looks so light compared to the other colors, but it's really just that same color we used from before. Moving on, I think I'm going to do eyeliner, just like a black waterproof liner. Go in the waterline and a little bit of a line on top too. I went ahead and added some lash primer. This is the Dior Show lash primer. It just helps boost your mascara. I know it looks like I have snowflakes on my eyes, or a Montreal mascara, if you will, but no, it's a lash primer. I'm going to use my Milk Makeup Kush mascara. They sent this to me a couple weeks ago, but I did in fact test this out when this first came out on the market a few years ago. I reviewed this, and then they asked me if I wanted like not refreshment, but they were just like, hey, do you want to test out some Milk makeup? And half of the products they sent me I've already tried out and I liked, so I was like, yes, thank you. Just applying this. I got a little bit on my eyeshadow. That's fine, I'll clean that up in a second. This mascara is very dramatic, and I remember liking it when I reviewed it like 5 years ago. But I feel like they may have changed the formula a little bit, because I'm noticing it's clumping a little bit on my lashes, like a little bit more on my left eye here, but I don't know, I'm just wiping off some of the excess. Sometimes mascara formulas seem to evolve as you own them. Like when they're super fresh, there's almost like too much product on the wand, and then after a few weeks it sort of dries down. I like how dramatic it is, but I am noticing it clumping a little bit, so be mindful of that. Moving on to primers, I'm using the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I've tried this in the past as well. It's very good. Like if you just want your makeup to last all day, which I do, this is almost like glue for your makeup. It doesn't really have a scent, but it looks like this clear jelly formula, and it feels a little bit sticky. It gets a little bit tacky, and it just grips your makeup, so it makes everything last all day, all night. I just sighed thinking of like winter coats and parkas and scarves rubbing up against my makeup. I'm like, ugh, yeah, I'm gonna need this primer to stick my makeup to my face. I'm going into my Chanel Sublimage L'Essence de Teint in B30. This is a great foundation. It's one of my favorite foundations for a winter look that's a little bit heavier. It has a nice coverage, nice light to medium. It has a nice runny texture. It feels like a serum on the face. using my Touch Up face brush. And this foundation, I just find it has a nice, good coverage, like a nice medium coverage. It's heavy duty for me in my collection. I like the finish. It's like a soft velvet. It still looks like skin. It looks like you, but just better. And yeah, I find that it's also very long wearing. So this combined with the primer will take me from day to evening very easily. Moving on to the concealer, I'm going to use my Sublimage concealer in 32. I like that slight peachiness to it. It kind of hides any dark circles that I may have, which I do from, you know, being a human on this planet. Just going to dot a little bit, and I'm going to let it sit for a minute, 30 seconds, just to let it become a little bit more tacky and cover a bit more. What's really funny about turning 36, aging here on camera, here on YouTube, is that even at like 35, I've gotten my fair share of comments of people being like, wow, you're only 35 or 36, you look so old. I thought you were so much older. Oh my God. I'm like, aging is a pleasure. Aging is a privilege. And it's just really interesting, this idea that everyone is supposed to be 18 forever or look like they're 18 forever. But then if you do, you know, get injections to try to look younger, which it doesn't really work, it just makes you look smoother. If you do get that done, then like you're fake, and it's like you can't win. But I always find that really, it kind of makes me laugh when I get comments from people being like, oh my God, I thought you were so much older, you look so old, like you look so tired, you look so haggard. I'm like, if this is the threshold for what looks old, tired, and haggard, then like Godspeed, you know? I have an idea. I want to just lighten my eyeshadow a little bit. So I'm going to use my face powder. I'm going to move on to this in a minute. This is the Givenchy Prisme Libre, and this is the shade number 3. I just took some on a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to, oh, there we go, perfect. I just wanted to soften it a little bit. So yeah, this works. Use your face powder like I'm doing here. Moving on to some contour, I'm using my Westman Atelier contour stick in Biscuit. I love this one. I love that it's a travel size. It makes life so easy. And yeah, just a good color. It's a little bit cool toned, so it's better for contouring than regular bronzer because this way it won't look muddy. It just gives you that definition. And I love that it's a cream texture, so it just blends into the skin right away, super quickly. To go over the top and be extra, I'm also going to use my Tom Ford bronzer over top. This is Terra. It's also a little bit cool toned, but I just find that the Westman Atelier combination with this Tom Ford here, it's just really nice. So I'm just adding a little bit where I blended out that biscuit shade. I'm going back into my face powder and I'm going to use it as an actual face powder. I'm using my little Grwm meteorite brush here. Just going to buff this into the skin. For the blush, I was going to use this Milk Makeup blush stick, but I already put powder over top, so if I put another cream product, it's gonna get kind of weird and messy. But this one here is called Work, the Lip and Cheek color. It is really pretty. I'll use it in another video, but I have been using this off camera and it's very nice. It would work today, but it's better to do all liquid and cream and then put a powder over top. I just sort of forgot. Anyway, I'm only human, what can I say? So instead of that, I'll go into my Dior blush here in Chanel. This is my new favorite blush in a way, because it used to be Jersey from Chanel, but I really don't like the new Chanel blush formula. It's so dry. I really compare, it's almost like they biscottied their blush, you know, because they're baked blushes, I get that, but it's almost like they're twice baked. They're so hard. I honestly sometimes take a spoolie from an eyebrow brush to scrape the color off because it just doesn't get off. Like my brush doesn't pick it up. And then I just find that the colors are just like too red. I'm talking about the classic blush collection from Chanel, not their limited edition ones, you know, like the holiday ones or whatever. So anyway, I'm sticking with Dior right now. It's nice. Chanel, it's a little bit satiny. Like I haven't put any highlighter on or anything, but you can see a little bit of luminosity. I'm moving on to my Tom Ford highlighter. I love this so much. It's part of the holiday collection from, well, 2023 that just came by. This is called Rose Irisée. It's so pretty. So it's a powder. This is a powder, but when you apply it, it really just melts into the skin like it's a liquid or a cream. Ugh, it just sort of melts with the skin, becomes one with your skin. It's so pretty. Ooh. I may have put on a little bit extra. I don't care. Using a little pencil brush here from Refer. It's the 03. Just put a little bit, hold on. Let me look up close. There we go. I'll put a little bit here. I believe I started off my video by describing what my birthday is. Well, okay, so I talked about hair salon, coffee, shopping. Then for dinner, my husband is taking me to Joe Beef. I've never been to this place before, but it's very nice. It has very good reviews. It's sort of French, but I don't know, with a little bit of fusion. So when you look online, they don't show a menu. If you look online, sometimes there's menus that the people have taken like photos of at the restaurant, but they don't have a menu. It just sort of changes with the season. So my goal is to just get whatever steak they have, like whatever the biggest, juiciest steak. Hopefully they have a steak. I'm sure they will. I'll get that. And then dessert, obviously, duh, my birthday. And then maybe an espresso martini. I love an espresso martini. I mean, I love coffee. Yeah, duh. So probably an espresso martini. Maybe some champagne. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. For the lip, I want something nudie neutral. A red could be nice, but not for today. I'm going into this lip liner from Chanel called Nude Brown. Just sort of filling in my lip a little haphazardly. Doesn't have to be too precise. Then going into my Rouge Coco Flash in 82, Live or Live. I have loved this lipstick from the moment I purchased it. If I'm not mistaken, I bought this when we were in San Francisco because I was there because my husband was there for work travel. This was in the before times, before COVID happened. He used to travel. He still travels for work, but he used to travel a lot more. And I would tag along with him, especially in winter when he would go to the West Coast. And I went to a boutique there, and this is when they had just launched these. And I bought a couple shades, and I discovered this one, and I was like, this is it. This is the best color. This lipstick has a lot of slip to it, so it's not the most long-wearing color, but it's very moisturizing. It feels hydrating, and sadly, it is still very winter outside, so I'm going to need that moisture. I think that this look is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Like this eyeshadow palette, it gives you that look of like, is she wearing makeup? I can't really tell. Like it looks like makeup, but it doesn't, but it does. You know, it's very subtle. You can make it more dramatic, more smoky, more intense. Very, very pretty. I love this palette so much. And I stated before, I heard from a friend of a friend that Chanel is going to reformulate all of their eyeshadow palettes, the four shadow palettes. So do with that information what you will. Now, in order to complete our look, we must go into a fragrance. I have a fragrance here. I would like you to take a moment to try to guess what I'm going to wear. This perfume is one of my favorites. I've loved it for years, and I don't think you're going to guess what it is because some people may think of it as tacky or cheap. I don't care. I have nothing to prove, okay? I like what I like. I do like some very fancy things, but I also like things that just smell good. This is Juicy Couture, Viva la Noire, I think. It's this one. You get it at the pharmacy, you might at Walmart, I don't care where you buy it. Oh, it smells so good. It smells fruity and sweet. There's a lot of berry notes, like raspberries, blackberries, cherries, a little bit of sandalwood, a little bit of musk. When I wear this, people stop me in the street to ask me what I'm wearing. And I'm like, Juicy Couture. It smells so good. It does. It smells amazing. And on me, it smells good. Like, it smells sweet, but not too sweet. It just smells fresh and sweet and delicious and wonderful. I love it. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I bought the 100 ml. That's how much I liked it. And I bought it with Shoppers Points. So, yeah. This is my birthday. Get ready with me. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. I know we're all busy. You know, time is very precious to all of us. So I really appreciate when you take the time to spend it with me. If you've made it this far into the video, leave some sort of birthday emoji. Just like a birthday cake emoji, party hat emoji, champagne emoji. There's no espresso martini, so let's put the champagne emoji in there. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. Cheers to 36. And even though I'm 36, I'm gradually getting towards my 40s. One thing I'm excited about is I get to enter my 40s with arms similar to Jennifer Aniston. I've worked very hard at these arms. I'm getting a little bit of muscle definition here, so I'm just excited. I'm looking forward to this new chapter of my life. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys for today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.